Hi guys, this is my persuasive speech to persuade my audience that proper methods should be used to protect indie films from being pushed out of the market by blockbusters. And this is my notes card and visual. From a film, Adrian is a piano tuner who pretends to be a blind person so that his guests believe that he has a more acute hearing. The tricky approach helps him gain the intimacy of many guests. However, one day after witnessing the murder at one of his guests' home, Adrian, a strong young male, like this video, is a blind person, but it's fake, You could have easily conquered the murderer, but he continues to pretend to be blind and counts on his luck to flee. His disguise is finally seen through, and the movie ends in the scene when the murderer holds the gun towards him. The film Piano Tuner won the Best Short Movie of 2012 Caesar Award. However, Ivan Kender, a famous filmmaker, video editor, and motion graphic artist, wrote in this movie review last year that despite the fact that the film has played at several major festivals, it has yet found many viewers online. It is the same problem that many indie films are now confronted with. Think of commercial you usually see the internet or other media. They are always blockbusters that have enough budgets for propaganda. Besides, blockbusters often have spectacular visual special effects, such as 3D technology, and become most people's first choice when they go to theaters. However, as a film fan, I have also kept an eye on indie films since I had a class in China about film industry. I have also read a lot of articles about them and conducted a survey among my friends to get first-hand statistics. Today I will share you the current situation about indie film being pushed out of the market by blockbusters and some solution to salvage the indie films. Alright, to begin with, I will talk about the current situation and the problems that may take place. Based on the current situation, the indie films are pushed out of the market by blockbuster, which will bring a great loss to the film industry as well as the audience. The indie films are on the edge of marginalization. I will use two examples of films that were released in summer 2012 to illustrate what is going on. According to the Box Office Mojo, a website that collects box office statistics, The Amazing Spider-Man's box office performance was around 262 million. In comparison, the indie film Sleepwalk With Me had only 2.3 million, which actually has been a pretty good grade. It gives us a glimpse of how few the audience watches indie films in the theaters. Besides, I have also conducted a survey among 20 of my friends to get knowledge of what they think about indie films. According to the result, about 40% of them have a relatively positive impression of indie film. Besides, the proportion of indie film makes up only about 15% on average among all the films that have watched. For the indie films play an important role in film's development in long term. Many indies feel intent to create artworks instead of making money, which bring many innovative factors to film industry. Kwok Ken Bush, an opinion editor, wrote in the magazine The Pendulum last year that the major studio blockbusters have seemingly transformed the movie making into more of the business than an art form. Besides, according to Newman, assistant professor in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Wisconsin, indie films derives its identity from challenging the mainstream, which connotes small scale, personality, artistic, and creative. Well, mainstream implies a large scale commercial media industry that values money more than art. The difference between the intention of movie making and doubly make the indie film stand out in terms of artistic attainments. For the Indian film satisfy the needs of people from all classes. Blockbusters always have some typical and predictable Hollywood storylines, such as the happy ending. In comparison, indie films usually have the encourage to adopt multiple values and intent to reveal the real world. Donahue, a prominent television writer, explained in the magazine Billboard on January 2010 that original stories in the Indian films take a bigger chance to finding an audience that stem from a property that's already popular. So far, we have seen what has happened to indie films and what problems will take place if they are completely pushed out of the market by Blockbuster. Realizing the important role in the indie films play, we all want to salvage the indie films before it is too late. Two solutions are available to save this indie film, which are making people have open minds towards them and establishing more cable channel for indie films. Actively, people should have open minds towards indie films. You may have gotten accustomed to be a specific kind of film and don't want to try other kinds. But if you have the courage to take a look at different kinds of film, you may find a much more beautiful world. It's quite practical because it doesn't cost you anything to open your minds and try something new. Passively, more cable channel for indie films can be established. Some people don't really know about indie films, holding the view that low budget means low quality and boring plot. Actually, the high budget of blockbuster are mainly due to commercial fee and special effects and can't guarantee good quality. In fact, there are many extraordinary indie films too, which can be accessed by a public by means of establishing cable channels. When people find the special characteristic of indie films, they will pay more attention to them and evaluate them fully. The method is quite practical. Actually, we now have an Indian channel, IFC, but it mainly broadcasts animated series. Well, many good indie films are not included in his programming. Since many indie films don't have the chance to be released in the theater, it will be much easier for them to be played on a cable channel. Besides, the indie films various kinds guarantee the channel's audience rating, since all classes of people demands can be satisfied. It can in turn bring benefits to indie films and contribute to their developments. For summary, it is the active and passive method can be put into effects. I believe the indie films can have a better development in the future. Thanks.